Service Minister Collins Chabane and Sergeants Lesiba, Sekele and Lawrence Lentsoane will be held in Polokwane on Friday. Preparations for the funeral service of the Public Service Minister on Saturday are well underway in his home village of Xikundu outside Malamulele in Limpopo. The preparations include the grading of roads. Chabane will be accorded a Category 1 official funeral. President Jacob Zuma ordered the national flags to be flown at half-mast at all flagpoles across the country. Chabane and two of his protectors died in a collision between the vehicle they were travelling in and a truck on the N1 between Polokwane and Mokopane on Sunday. The family is preparing to travel to Limpopo to bid their final farewell to the great man. Now, our reporter Patricia Visagie is outside the Chabane home in Waterkloof in Pretoria to give us the latest. A very good morning to you, Patricia. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, Eben.
Patricia, you've spent quite some time there this morning already. Just tell us, what have you observed there so far today?
Well, certainly I have been here since very early morning. Not a lot of activity taking place in comparison with the other days. Of course, it is with understanding that Mrs. Chabane has left the home. She has headed to Limpopo in preparation for, of course, Saturday's funeral. And one would understand why it is quiet here. Not a lot of mourners will be coming in today, of course, as she is not here. A lot of them were coming to come and sympathize with her, to come and express their condolences and respects. But a lot of government officials are still here at the home, and of course the late minister's brother Percy Chabane will remain here at the home to help coordinate tomorrow's memorial service that is expected to take place. But a lot of activity, as I said, taking place, a lot of meetings taking place. We have just seen officials from the president's office arriving, and they just told me that they're going to have a meeting now with the family that is still here to try and see who from the family will be representing tomorrow at the memorial service that is expected to take place at the Lentsoane Event Center here in Pretoria, of course.
Do we have any understanding as the protocols regarding the memorial service tomorrow, who will be speaking and so forth?
Of course, even as we know that Deputy President Cyril Ramaphosa will deliver the keynote address on behalf of government tomorrow at the memorial service. And as I've already mentioned, they have not yet appointed a family representative to, of course, speak on behalf of the family. And that's the meeting that is taking place right now as I am speaking to you, to try and determine who from the family will be speaking on behalf of the Chabane family. But it's probably going to be Percy Chabane who will speak on behalf of the family, but that's not confirmed yet. We will have to see what comes out of the meeting that is taking place, and of course then we'll bring you that update. And of course, as we already know, on Saturday at the funeral, President Jacob Zuma is expected to deliver the eulogy at Xikundu, where the official funeral will be held on Saturday.
A Category 1 official funeral is what it will be in Limpopo on Saturday. What does that entail, Patricia?
Of course, it means it is a state funeral, and as you have already mentioned, that the flags will be flown at, will be draped at half-mast, and of course it means that the government is taking care of all the funeral costs, and of course the president will be speaking at that funeral. So it is a funeral that is, taken care of by government to honor the late minister, to, bring support to his family, as of course he was a minister. He did serve in government, so it is just befitting to give him that category funeral.
You mentioned the family and the kind of support. There have been lots of support for the family up until now. Have you managed to have any word with any of the family members, or have you been able to even see any of the family members? This must be a horrific setback for the Chabane family.
certainly it is a great loss, and we have been speaking to the family spokesperson that has been appointed, and that is the late minister's brother, and that is Percy Chabane, and he has since Sunday been speaking to the SABC, and he told us about, how distraught he was when he learned of his brother's passing, and how he's in shock, and how the family is, struggling to come to terms with the sudden passing of the minister, the tragic way by which his life was claimed on that accident on Sunday morning. Of course, he told us that for their siblings, for the mother, that's the 89-year-old Elizabeth Chabane, it is something that they're all battling with. They still in disbelief that their brother passed away, but it's something that they have to deal with. And he said, as much as it is difficult, they do appreciate the support that they have received from government, from the public, from their friends and other family members. So I'm sure that has made it a little bit easier for them to deal with this tragic loss. But of course, it can never be enough in a situation like this.
Patricia, thank you very much for that update. She's outside the Chabane family home. That is in Waterkloof in Pretoria, the capital here in South Africa. Can tell you 9 o'clock on Saturday is when the official funeral will take place. 2 memorial services will be held, one in Pretoria, the other one will be in Polokwane to remember the late Minister of Public Service and Administration, Collins Chabane.